What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 12 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded, fell cargo, modded Lord Skrolk Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, the Jade Court has been pretty much destroyed. Satang the Watcher was probably the last thing of them that we will have to face off against. The Isle of the Crimson Skull has already been sacked, is undefended, and is their last territory. So they'll be going down this episode, and we'll be moving to Hishuatl and the Isthmus of Illustria, which we've been headed towards for a bit of a while now. We also may do a little bit of a change in plans this episode, I think. Originally, I was going to send Mutant all the way around to destroy Arcan, but I think perhaps maybe that's not the right move. What might actually be the right move is this. We'll send him out to sea for a little while to essentially take out all of this fog of war that we got going here to spot islands, and then head down here with the eventual goal of landing at the Fortress of Dawn, taking it because Kairos seems to be unable to do so, and then gifting it to Kairos, and in the hopes of getting him to be friends. In that light, we weren't going to do this last episode because I don't trust these guys now, but maybe if we do go back into defensive alliance with the Flaming Scribes and at the same time trade this to the Order of Lore Masters, the Scribes will like us more for being allied with Kairos, Kairos will like us more for gifting him stuff and being allied with the Flaming Scribes, and perhaps that way we can actually maintain those Zinshin units. And yes, I still want those fire units from them. It's it's nice, and of course the cockatrices as well, and the Mutilith Vortex. Well, honestly, there's a lot of good Zinshin stuff that we could potentially borrow. Anyway, we're going to try this, and we're going to hope that it works out. So, defensive alliance with you once again, Flaming Scribes. Try not to break it this time. Hopefully, Kairos can maintain that. Now, the potential issue with this is, let's see. So we declared war on the Ironbrows expedition, but fortunately they are rather far from us. It doesn't mean they won't potentially sail towards us. I was not really expecting to find the famished, though. I guess, yeah, you guys have a hero out here. Alright, that's a little bit more annoying, but whatever. What can you do? What can you do? We'll just hope that it resolves itself. Otherwise, the Mutant, if that is your change of plans, what we'll want you to do, we'll probably want to line, like maybe stop here around these islands. Because we can send another army to get, the rest of this fog of war, but we want at least some. And if we stay in our friendly territory... Okay, wait. Move in, I guess, full speed stance for now. Let's say go about halfway at about 50% points. And, aha, there's an island here, okay. What kind of island is this? Wait, go back... Stop moving. Go back to regular. Remnants of Battle. I think Remnants of Battle is not battle. I think it's, right, it's the remnants of a battle. There shouldn't be a battle at the remnants of a battle, should there? Guess we're about to find out. No. Okay, and here we'll go for the sunken chest. Yes, wax-sealed rations. Decent find. And then we'll go right back to our own territory, our own sea, like so. Where the Mutant can maintain full HP. And I guess we'll use this as a line. Ah, is that another island? Okay, we have a direction. So we'll go down this and then just essentially jump back and forth here all the way down to the Order of Lore Masters. Plus, I think this way, it'll give us time to build up our new armies to try out our Eshin army, which is going to Cathay, rather than having the Mutant conquer the world, which is, a distinct possibility if we let him roam free. You gotta keep him distracted. Anyway, I believe the rest of this is good, or at the very least, if it isn't good, I no longer remember what I was going to do last episode. There are buildings to build, though. Alright, fine. Alright. Not at the Southern Sentinels, though we could build the Giant Fungi Caverns. I think there was a tier 2 somewhere that I wanted to upgrade. The Zahutek is a decent option because it has the Alchemy Workshop here. And what else do we have? Is there anything super critical? This place will need public order rapidly. But at the same time, it has to switch out of efficient planning to expansionist planning, which means we can't do it right now anyway. You're fine as you are. We'll need to expansionist planning you eventually as well. You're already switching to expansionist planning Jungles of Green Mist because you're newly conquered. We could go for the Monument of Itzitzal here. I'm thinking we'll do Zahutek, though. We're not getting a crazy amount of money from trade. In fact, we're getting very little amount of money from trade right now, but nonetheless. On the other hand, we could do the port. Honestly, it probably doesn't really matter over much. Just go for the Warren here. Alrighty, food is food is food is food. Alright, and I believe that's all the money we have, or at the very least all the money we would like to spend at the current time. So, let's skip the rest of this, and let's move forward, knock out that Jade Court, and start on Mazda Monday. I didn't forget anything, but we're about to find out. Alright, you're gonna go back to the Isle of the Crimson Skull, but that will be the last round. I think we're also one turn away from re-upping our Plague. Are you gonna die now? No, you're still gonna survive. Oh man, this has been very irritating. Go for the 2 food. 300 money or whatever it is just not worth our time. Man, the AI with its The Dead Rise, every single battle for like, how many battles in a row now? And Gorsty Boy wants peace, but not until Kugath is very, very, very happy with us, and essentially locked in with us. At that point, I'd be willing to piss him off a little bit more, but right now we're good as we are. Nevaventer, you can get badly mutated as well. Honestly, not the most useful thing on a Grey Seer. I suppose if nothing else, the 20% HP points will be good on the Screaming Bell. The attack stuff won't make you significantly more powerful, so it's much better on a Warlord. But nonetheless, we'll have the Dust Inhaled. We're having everybody inhale dust. It's just the Skaven way. Badly mutated for you, Nevaventer. Alrighty, Skrolk. Huh. Now here's the question. We could pop the Plague right and sort of start it up here on... Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Alright, let's pop it immediately. We gotta get it off cooldown anyway. And then send you, Cyanlet, all the way up here. Plus this will give us a chance to scout out where Mazda Mundi's main stack is. We saw it earlier. I assume it actually got killed by the... by these guys, and oh no! Oh, these guys are gonna keep taking territory. And we're gonna have to maybe either raid them or... We have a hero that that causes a negative control loss. We have Stimulate Growth on the Packmasters. What do we have on the Chieftains? We have Spread Control. Alright, I know that somebody has, you know, like, negative control to an enemy territory, but I don't know who it is. It can't be Plague Priests, can it? They have Spread Corruption, which is fine, but our Corruption would be perfectly good there anyway. Huh. Damn. Because the negative control, this is one of those very, very rare situations where it would actually come in handy, but anyway. Ian, you have to go after Ronnie the Carver, so you're just gonna... I wonder if you'd be able to do it by landing here. Wait, is this a cliffside? Can you land here? Actually, don't think you can. Alright, fine. Ian, and just go to the marks of the old ones. We'll kill off this guy next turn. Oh, you have that pretty big construction cost reduction. Huh. Wait, do we have to build anything here in Oishel? Why do you have a 16 construction cost reduction? 16%, it's quite a bit. Huh. Okay, wait, we may actually use that. I didn't really want to build the warp turbine plant yet, but... perhaps. Alright, fine. Go into March Stance for a second. Go here. We'll make some use of it. Oh, there we go, minus 16%. It's not going to get cheaper than that, let's face it. Warp Turbine plant it is, and there goes all of our cash, but stay in Martial Planning for obvious reasons. And that'll give us another Warlock Engineer capacity. Man, we may actually want to use Ian to build some other stuff up, namely the... Let's also build this stuff for... Okay, this is actually not that cheap at building anyway. Oh. I guess since he's here anyway, we could go for expansions. But you know, we'll do the buildings after. Let's do the battles and stuff first. Lord Skrolk. Let's send you down here to the Isle of the Crimson Skull and take it real quick. Auto-resolve it, and since that's the end of our movement, we'll have to just regular occupy it rather than do anything else. Loot and occupy. Alright, enemy killed in battle. Hey, another Shadow Magnet Trinket. We put one of these on every single one of our... Jade Court destroy, there it is. We put those on every single one of our Warlock Engineers, since they shouldn't be in melee. Anyway, you are gonna go into Expansions Planning, and we'll repair you. Speaking of Warlock Engineers, we got a new one for Shurft, was it? No, he already has the Magnet Trinket. Was it Metastone? Yeah, you don't have the Shadow Magnet Trinket. Alright, let's get you... Where were we here? Some of the stuff is being saved for lords, so I'm not going to distribute it to heroes as yet. The warpstone armors are going to go to the plague priest. There you go. Now, okay, let me just take a look at the packmasters here. We have Deathbringer. Oh, bolstered attack. Well, that's useful. You have bolstered defense, Absit, and then you can have bolstered attack. That's nice. I like it. You two can work together. Alright, that's 2 of you. I was gonna put Packmasters in Ian's army, because I was gonna have him have Brood Horrors. I guess we could... I mean, technically it would be better to just use these guys rather than Brood Horror, actual Brood Horrors. I guess it also depends on what exactly we put in Ian's army other than the Brood Horrors. The essential question is going to be, how much capacity will we have for them, and do we need to buff them? And by them, I mean Brood Horrors. Frankly, Molder Knowledge is kind of a garbage trait. It doesn't actually... charge bonus and speed for the ludicrously fast Brood Horrors. Irrelevant. Mutagenic Elixirs, however, is a little bit more decent for the 10% physical resistance, but they're not going to be on par with a Packmaster in terms of usefulness. Maybe we just spam Packmasters in Ian's army. Oh. Might be an interesting idea to do it. And I think there was another Packmaster trait. Not Musk of Decay, or was it somebody else's trait? There was a trait I saw at some point earlier in the campaign, but it was too long ago for me to remember what it was or where it was. There was a trait that reduces upkeep for heroes in the same army. So if we use a lot of heroes in the same army, there is potential for it. Anyway, what do we have out here? Did I not see an island? Was this the island? I think so. Another remnants of battle. Alright, so moving to March stance, you're probably going to have to suffer attrition because you're stuck here, but what can you do? You're heading southward anyway, and I guess we're going to have to go near these guys. You know what? Go Arabian Arms now. I just noticed that Ashok the Bloody is near us and could potentially attack us. Although, he's kind of weak, and that might not necessarily be the worst thing in the world. Alright, fine, go here. I wonder how much the Wizard Caliph's Palace is worth in terms of sacking it. We very well could land and sack it and then move southward. Oh. These guys have just been encountered. Oh, they're going to declare war on us. You know what? Maybe we don't sack it. Maybe we leave it to them such that these guys keep fighting each other. Might keep them potentially too busy to attack us. It's a possibility. I can't guarantee anything, but it's a possibility. Anyway, Vermich is fine. Pustin, who I've named Pustin the Pugilist now, because he's going to be our, sort of chieftain, mutant rat ogre, punch-to-kill kind of guy. One-punch rat. You can, I guess, stay here. There isn't really anything for you to do. Huh. I wonder if you had construction cost reduction as well. We'll find out later. Metastone, you're headed out to Cathay, my friend, so stand tunneling and into the copper landing, please, assuming that we have nothing to build here, and indeed, there is nothing. And you have no control reductions anyway, so it doesn't really matter, or construction cost reductions. Vermich is fine, Pustin I already checked, Metastone just moved, getting ready for his journey. Toxer, okay, you guys are all waiting here. Now, Shurft, you... What do you need? Oh, okay, well, we'll need to start recruiting Warp Lightning Cannons, but we don't have capacity here anyway, so I guess we'll have to wait until Nivaventer is good. And we're also going to swap some stuff around, so you're all just going to wait for a little bit. Absit, you're going to go here. And Skrolk, I don't remember who you are. Oh, right, you're the other chieftain. Now, you have the devoted chief character or a leadership effect, which is fine, but it's the loyal guardian that we're really interested in. And if we're gonna put a bunch of Packmasters in Ian's army, perhaps that warrants a chieftain with a guardian trait as well. I forget, what trait do you have? Metastorm. You have the battle banner. Okay, so you have the leadership reduction trait, which is also kind of interesting. We'll have to... I'll have to see if we can't combine a few leadership reducers. Anyway, let's double-check Diplo before we go to next turn, shall we? The Famished would actually like to trade with us. How do they feel about Kairos? Not super happy with each other. This might not be the worst idea. How do the... Wait. They don't like our treaties with the Flaming Scribes, meaning if we trade with them, the Flaming Scribes will be upset about it, most likely. So I think we should forego it. Or else they'll just cancel their thing again. Also, how much is this worth to you now? 3K. I'd love the 3K, don't get me wrong, but not right now. Alrighty, I guess we got building, and then we go next turn. Okay, wait, this is... We're starting to have a lot of territories that need buildings to be built, but we don't have the money and the ability to do so as yet, so what are you gonna do? Let's start collecting a tiny bit of income here. It's almost not worth it, but as long as it's gaining public order, I guess we can ignore it for now. Flashland, that's an easy upgrade though. Arcane generators. In fact, maybe we should try to look for arcane generators everywhere we can, because they will increase the money we generate everywhere else. No arcane generators here. You have the public order. Well, actually, we should probably upgrade rather. Start with the Warren here, and then I guess we can upgrade to Talash next turn. There we go, arcane generator for you. No way to upgrade the tier 2s here, but that's okay. Wait, do you have the construction cost reduction? I forget. Yes, you do. Oh, but we're waiting for the expansionist planning. You know what, let's save the rest of them. Okay, there's basically no money to save anyway, who cares? Alright, I never checked the Skaven corruption. Frankly, I don't really see the need to ever check this. Like, yes, there's Skaven corruption everywhere. Thanks, game. Why do we need to actually... Why would we care? Garrison Lord, unassigned skill points, building upgrades, Lord not moved, Undercity upgrade ignored for now. But we do have to keep an eye out on our food, because we are starting to lose a little bit of food in a few places. That's the issue with... You know what? Let us put the sacred pools back into exploitative planning. They're not generating money anyway, and we need them to keep generating food instead. Really, any two-tier territories, or two-settlement territories, need to be on permanent food generation. With the possible exception of the volcanic islands, which might actually be better if we make them make money since they have 2 ports. But all the other ones, I think we're okay here. We could actually switch you to the other type of planning, because you're going to need to upgrade the Grand Warren, although I guess the issue there is, well, switch it nonetheless, is it's going to be expensive. But anyway, so is everything. End turn. And we're at plus 8k-ish. We are about to build like a dozen Plague Monks on the same turn, which means we're gonna drop by like 2,000 to 3,000 gold, because that includes the Anointed Plague Monks, which are going to go to Skrolk. Ronnie the Clotter, and Ronnie the Annoyer, he's still alive. He's gotta do it, he's gonna survive again. Ian, please kill him. Or it'll never stop. Alright, and are we looking good here? Yes, we are. Alright. And what do we have here? Tails, Treacher, Ambush Success Chance plus 50 at the cost of 3 loyalty. Nah, we're not going to bother with that. Eshin, Stalker, Hero, okay, neither one of them. Yeah, we don't care about either one of those. Alrighty, and yeah, 5.4k. Not as good as it was before, and it looks like you've taken... Oh no, Marathi. We can't let you have that. I'm hoping that you will fail at it, but we really can't let you have that. Why don't you go fight the High Elves? Man, are we gonna have to fight Marathi? Oh no, that's not great. What is this again? Fell cargo. Could be something good. I guess we should risk it. Marathi's up here anyway. Oh. Huh, Felcargo was also a non-battle? That's interesting. Barrel of rum for you, X-sealed rations, we'll take it. We certainly could use the upkeep reduction. And then I guess you can go back to the Isle of the Crimson Skull and then just jump over it next turn. Underway stance, whatever. Actually go back to regular stance. There you go. 2,000 even upkeep, huh? That was unlikely. But anyway. Ian. Okay, so what we need you to do here is to kill this guy, but what we also need you to do here is trade some stuff. You can reach this guy right now, which means we should probably do it. Also, while we're here, upgrade you, and you. Go kill this guy, and we'll trade your units after. I mean, granted, this guy's giving us a couple, well, like 2 food every turn, but yeah, our food is not enough right now. Alright, kill. And you're finally done for. And let's take the food again. Alright, enemy killed in battle, lovely. Faction destroy the Awakened, we won't have to deal with them. We do have another Warp Forge available here. So if we should choose to stay here, we could switch briefly to Expansionist Planning and then upgrade these things for cheap. Ish. The Clan War Council is still an insane cost, but nonetheless. Actually, maybe it might not be a good idea to switch off of Martial Planning since this is one of our major money-making territories. Fine, just build the Warp Forge and build the Plague Abbey, but I'm gonna say no to the War Council as yet. You, sir, you are ready to move once more. Now, are there any islands that we can see here? Alas, there are not, meaning you can go straight to Cathay. Assuming that, looks like you can't reach it in one turn. You cannot, meaning what you can do instead is go into regular stance and go right to the edge of our territory. And hit this next turn. And also keep an eye out on islands. Who knows? It doesn't look like it. Alright, just as long as you don't suffer attrition. One extra turn isn't going to make any kind of major difference. Vermich, you're fine. Mutant, you are still searching for islands. We could auto-resolve Ashok the Bloody, but take damage for it for little to no purpose. Grab this shipwreck. I know I was going to send him southward, but while we're here. I forgot that you were in that stance. Oh, for the love of... Well, it's okay, as long as he's in friendly territory. And hey, there's Arkan. What's the likelihood he tries to attack you? I'm gonna say low. But we are going to leave him alone for now. Maybe he'll get scared and push for peace. I wouldn't mind piecing out with him potentially, because we don't want him sailing out towards our undefended territories. Now, we have to do some stuff. Austin the Pugilist. I forget, do you have any construction reductions? Yes, what we're going to do is we're going to build the Iron Smelter and the Overseer's Lookout here. We'll upgrade Dashlodal. We'll send Pustin to pick up from Nevaventer. And you have a very minor construction cost reduction. Yeah. Austin, we're not going to have your army up and running right now, so we're going to take all the Anointed Plague Monks and we're going to have you move them north, send them up northward to Skrolk. Although I guess since you're at your max movement range, we could do that next turn instead of wasting the time. Yes. Then... Okay, wait. Ian can't move right now anyway. We can have Toxer here trade you the Gutter Runners, but we'll bring the Plague Monk Sensor Bearers, which are going to Ian. Like so. Also, Ian, you have one Plague Priest, which currently has Hideous Stench. What do you have? Do you have the other guy with the Hideous Stench? Yeah, okay. We'll put both of the Hideous Stench guys in this army. You're going to go here to the Marks of the Old Ones and trade that to Ian. Alright. Like so. You also have a very minor construction cost reduction, but that doesn't matter. These guys are going to Skrolk. You are going to trade back the Poison Wind Globadiers. Shurft, you are going to need 2 of the Warp Lightning Cannons, which are just insanely expensive, and we can't afford them right now, at least not until we kill off a few more things. Okay, fine. We'll get to killing. Don't you worry. I think advancing the turns this episode a little bit will be good for us because it'll enable us to fight a little bit more shortly with newer armies. Let's pop the Plague and Hexuatl. Let's hope Marathi picks it up and just screws her entire faction over. There you go. And let's keep moving and then let's end the turn. So you, Shurft, Stuck, Absit, and Balefish. Wait, who the heck is Balefish? Fitch. You can go here. Alright, you're all probably going to go to Ian's army. Although, well, I guess it depends on how many Packmasters we want in his army. Actually, speaking of Packmasters, we are out of capacity. Ooh, there's another Poxbringer. Not to worry, we'll get a few more capacities for those guys. Anyway, Skrull and Absit, you're stuck, which means there's nothing else to do but build buildings, which means there's nothing else to do because we don't really have money to build buildings anyway. Wait. There was a place. Was it this place? I guess we could do this place. We'll do Nest Lair. We will do... Oh. Can't afford the Taskmaster's platform. That's not great, considering the public order is in peril. Well, let's see if we can get any money out of the... out of this. Clan Rictus wants a defensive alliance. That doesn't really help us. Caravan of Blue Roses. still going to say no to the peace with you. It'll still piss off Kugat too much. Guess we could cancel something. I don't really want to cancel something. I guess we could build it next turn, but if we leave with Skrolk, we're going to really need the extra money here. We need to keep upgrading this, and frankly, we'll need... Oh, this is the same place. We could unbuild this Overseer's Lookout in the Mosquito Swamps. Yeah, let's do that. We'll need the basic Overseer's Lookout here, much more, like so. And we'll build another one here next turn. Alright, that looks good. So skip. Let's end the turn. Gotta start that journey to Cathay and hope our plagues and our... I'm wondering whether our plagues in combination with the Skaven corruption will enable us to destroy the sort of settlements that Marathi has taken over. We could also do it via the Undercities without declaring war on her, but I'm not sure that we want to... I don't know, it seems like a lot of investment of effort, but at the same time, I also really don't want to fight up here again, because we just did this in another campaign. Alright, you've taken Swamp Town, we got Monstrous Plans up and running, which is lovely, because it'll give us... Well, wait, we got the Menace below, so we'll get Monstrous Plans up and running, which will mean more food capacity and free food generation. And the same thing out of Volatile Plans as well. Scroll key. Go to... I don't know how far you can move, just go here, I guess. Huh. He could... What? The edge of this was here, but he went way further than that. Curious. Never trust the game, guys. Never trust the game. Biggest pro tip I can give you. Next up. Ian. You're not upgrading this, let's face it. What you are going to do is you're going to take the Plague Monks. Like so. And you are going to transfer them to him. Also like so, but you're going to take these guys back because they're going to other armies. Alright, I'm going to go here. Ian, you are now going to recruit... Okay, next turn you're going to recruit 2 Plague Toads because that's going to go into your army combined with the Plague Monks. Shurft is fine, but Pustin the Pugilist... No, I lied. Actually, wait. Should we have Pustin carry them, or should we have Toxer carry them? You know, let's have Toxer carry them for now, and who am I talking about? I'm talking about the Anointed Plague Monks for Skrolky. The thing is, Toxer is going to get the Doomflayer army, and we don't need them up and running within the next 5 or 10 turns, so we are going to wait on it. Pustin, stay here. Ish. Can move you here, doesn't really matter where we go.
Into Nest Burrow.
And then you guys are going to Ian's army, so go here. It's gonna have a lot of heroes, but, well, the Packmasters count sort of as brood horrors anyway, so, let's just do that. They just need a few levels. Also, speaking of heroes, okay, none of the ones I wanted. Okay, we're fine then. We're fine then. Alright, so Ian stuck Vermich has stuck the Mutant. Keep looking for islands and whatnot. Grab this little island right here, explore the island, not resolve it real quick. I don't really have a... Oh, right, the frickin' Dwarf Hide banner. I don't really have anybody who can take or make good use of this banner. You know, just keep it off. Or trade it to somebody else. And even though we want the money and we want the food, we're gonna eat the captives because we're far away. Materials at sea. That's the Mutant, baby. Oh man, we really needed that. That's fantastic. Well done, Mutant. I am so glad I sent you up here. I'm very, very glad. Alright. I'm so happy. Okay, you are gonna grab this shipwreck and keep moving southward, grabbing up all of these things. We do now have contact with you, and that's going to be a problem sooner rather than later. Now here's the question. You are slightly healing in Shark Straits. Will you heal in the Gulf of Middays? 7.4k if we sack it, but leave them fighting each other. You will continue healing here. Good. Pop into March Stance then and start moving you down here. You can go by the coastline. I take it we don't have contact with Talakwa yet? No, we don't. And we soon probably will, but there's no escaping it, alas. Metastone. To Cathay, ye shall go. No islands? No islands. That's sail. Alrighty. Eshin to re-invade Cathay. Beautiful. Shurft. Now, as I said, we need you to get 2 Warp Lightning Cannons. Here's the issue. Now that we have materials at sea, we probably shouldn't waste money. Or at least we should reduce the money that we're wasting. Who here can we... do we delete any of these guys? Could probably make, yeah, 2,000 gold. It's a lot of money that we're using right now on units that aren't really doing anything, though I hesitate to let go of veteran units. The Gutter Runner Slingers with Poison are not veterans, however, so let's get rid of them. Clan Vulcan Tail Slashers will go into the Fire Army. I wonder how much they cost to recruit, though. We're about to recruit the Avalanche Mortars, or at least when Drift starts fighting. You know, and I think that's good enough for now. If we make good use of this materials at sea, we will reduce the overall admin for the rest of the campaign by quite a lot. So this is going to be an important 10 turns, I'd wager, especially if we can get the 13th scheme up and running, which will give us an additional 2,000 to 3,000 gold per turn. And so we don't want to be losing extra gold. We could get rid of the Plague Claws, but they're actually incredibly cheap. Frankly, generally speaking, most Skaven units aren't super expensive. Funnily enough, Storm Vermin at 275 are one of the most expensive units. Ugh. Alright, either way. Now here's what I forgot. Did we start building buildings before I got that materials at sea? Or before the Mutant did? It doesn't look like it, or at least I hope not. This would also potentially be the one time we could build the Clan War Council, because it's never gonna get cheaper.
No blame.
Oh man, it's so expensive, but do it. Ian, go here with another 13% reduction, 16% reduction. 13 is luckier, but 16 is more. And build the Clan War Council. And never come back here again. And stay in the marks of the old ones to reduce the upkeep for you for now. And I guess build this. 440, nice. Alrighty. Is there anywhere where we can attack? We need an influx of money, that's what we need. I'm almost tempted to ask a few clans if we can declare war on somebody. Caravan of Blue Roses really wants peace. Falwars and Nagash wants peace now. 3.8k. How does Kugeth feel about us right now? Wait, we're at peace with Goldtooth now. 5 more turns until we can redeclare war. Yeah, he's going to start disliking us if we peace out with him. I can't do it. I can't do it. We want his units nice and plaguey. Alright, what about Arcan, though? 258. It's just not enough. Okay, let's talk to Kairos. Maybe we can get war declaration going with him. Where are you fighting? You're fighting Reichland. It's unlikely that Reichland will sail towards us, but at the same time, I'm not sure that you actually need the help. Static Legions is at war with the Ice Court, which we are already at war with, and Exquisite Pains. We perhaps don't want to deal with them. We really need that money influx, that's the thing. Too bad you're not fighting Talaqua. That would have been helpful to us. Where are you fighting? Rakadrin. There's potential for it. He doesn't like the treaties with the... Right. Joining war against Karak-Kadrin would give us either barely any money or military access or non-aggression pact. Maybe we should do that. Start with the military access because it's harder to acquire than non-aggression anyway.
It is good.
And maybe we should try to make friends with Daniel as well, since he would give us access to pretty much all of the demonic units we could want. Daughters of the Forest have taken one of the territories back. Hey, you know how they did that? Because Marathi is out here instead of killing them off for good. Oh, game, why are you like this? Probably nothing else, really. Actually, I looked in here for a reason, but then I promptly forgot what exactly that reason was. Any trade agreements? We could pay a little bit to Exquisite Pain for this, even though Archie and stuff won't like it. I'll pay for itself in a turn before they die, presumably. Yeah, just do it. It'll be worth it, I think. Even if they are pissy. Alright, I think that's all we can do right now. No major influx of money, alas, but hopefully next turn we'll sack some stuff. I'm now thinking that what if we do land and sack Wizard Caliph's Palace? Yeah, but then, if these guys are keeping each other in check, they're both useful to us for the nonce. Yeah, just keep it as it is. Alright, let's see about any cheap but important buildings we gotta build this turn. So, Sacred Pools, now keep making money. Pawash, you are in trouble in terms of your public order. We should send an army of Skaven slaves up here before you rebel. But we'll upgrade Pawash itself. Imara Swamps, yes, definitely build the public order structure here. We'll upgrade the floating pyramid. And at a -14 loss, we have no choice but to go for efficient planning. Alright, Volcanic Islands. We, I think, cannot afford to upgrade you as yet. Foxmarsh, yes, to the very cheap clay pit, however. And you're at -12, meaning we need to upgrade Talash, and we'll need to build a public order building here next turn, but we gotta watch out for it. I'm almost inclined to say we should uncollect the income. Ugh, it's another 500 gold loss per turn, but no choice. No choice. You can get food, which will actually reduce your control even further, but... the panic sets in. Oh well, do food. Alright, and I believe that's all we can build. Oh, right, we needed to build the arcane generators here, but we cannot. Okay, let's get some money if we can. Too bad we don't have any quests to get a free, huge influx of cash right now. And we just gotta make it towards that 13th scheme. War declared between the Legion of Chaos and Krakadrak. The fact that Krakadrak is alive at this turn count is pretty impressive, I gotta say. Wait. Huh. Wait, where does Malachi start now that Krakadrak is still a faction? I thought Malachi started where they were, but they are still a faction? No, I don't know what's going on over there. Construction cost reduction, another bell polisher, a lot, okay, all the bell polishers apparently. Next. Volatile plans. Next, Skrolky Saki. Oh, that's worthless. Eshuaddle's worth a little bit more, so maybe. Hopefully we can get there and pick up the plague before it's done then. Alright, oh, right, we actually need to declare war on the place. Hey, they've retaken the Monuments of the Moon. Huh. Oh, wait. I see an issue with this. And the issue I see is that if they've retaken it, there's likely a full stack there. Meaning, we can't do that. Also, Pawash is gonna rebel. What's the character public order? It's given us 4. Damn. It's also not good. We could get a temporary lord, but that's even more food loss per turn. We need to get one of these armies up here. You know what, Vermich, you're needed where you are, but I think we will temporarily at least send Pustin the Pugilist up there. His army is cheap and he can just make a bunch of Skaven slaves. Schurft, you were waiting for the Warp Lightning Cannons, but I think what we'll do is we'll start moving you and give the Warp Lightning Cannons... Build the Warp Lightning Cannons rather and just ferry them over to you. Frankly, Toxer, you need to go up here and ferry stuff as well. In fact, what we may want to do is transfer your stuff to Pustin, who I wasn't originally going to move up there, and then delete you and then bring you back in a few turns. Ian, you are stuck where you are, at the very least, unless we have reductions nearby. And we should actually send you up here to Ashlodal. Can you reach there in one turn? Ashlodal is Blood Swamps, Schlanhopek, and Quetz. Wait, no. Blood Swamps. Ashlodal, Schlanhopek. Meaning you need to go past it. Meaning you need to go all the way here. Meaning you can stay at the Altar of the Horned Rat for a turn and then move up thereafter. Meaning we shouldn't build anything up here with the possible exception of the storage caves. All of you still need to follow him, however.
Monsters at my command.
Alright, there's definitely going to be a little bit of admin over the next turn or two, but well, what can you do? You're going to go up here, and we'll try to hit Eshuaddle. Stack it in and occupy it, I mean. For the cash, and yeah, there's no way that Morathi takes it. I'm hoping that if Mazdamundi's full stack is nearby, he takes all of this. He takes it all back, I mean. In fact, it would be nice to watch Morathi just lose. She did get a plague. If we could just get her actual main stack to get plagueinated, that would be real helpful. You are going to try to get to that shipwreck, which will unfortunately identify Talaqua, most likely. Could have killed this guy if we were closer. Oh, you're just out of range? Oh, game. Why? Why you do this? Hopefully this guy doesn't steal it. If he does, we're going to declare war and kill him, just because. Vermich. I guess you're stuck where you are. Alrighty, and the rest of this, I believe, is good, or not so good, because we didn't get the money that we were seeking this turn. Dolgan wants to trade. Yeah, why not? More money per turn. Anybody else doing anything interesting? Mulder is getting nearer to the Confederation, which is good. Caravan of Blue Roses still wants peace, but Arcan no longer does, which is also interesting. Alright, well, I guess we gotta spend the money that we got while we do have it. 2 more turns until the 13th scheme. Really looking towards it. Now getting very tempted to delete the... no, not shrift stuff. Delete some of this extra stuff. Rank 6, though. We can currently recruit them at rank 2. It's a lot of veterancy losses. But they can rebuild themselves. How much do they cost to recruit, incidentally? Just out of curiosity. 80. Okay, never mind. That's a lot of cost. Granted, they'll probably pay for themselves, but anyway. Yeah, Pawash, we have nothing we can do about you. Sacred Pools, you're fine as you are. The Awakening. We need to, I guess, build stuff here. That's Public Order. Build it. Port's never gonna get cheaper. Overseer's Lookout's never gonna get cheaper. Nest Nursery is not important, but we should build it. I think there are other Overseer's Lookouts that we need to build right now that we need to prioritize. We get like a huge pile of cash from something, like Heshuatl, that would be real swell. You are going to go for Taskmaster's Platform, which should actually fix up your money, especially while you're in efficient planning. What about this place? Blood Hall, yeah, we need the Arcane Generators. It's gonna be more food consumption as well. And then, I guess, you know what, build up the port. Can't build you. We're gonna switch you back to Public Order. We should go through a lot of the territories that are having a difficult Public Order time and make sure that their Public Order is up and running. Because we don't want them causing a sort of a cascading effect by causing more Public Order losses everywhere else, which is definitely in the cards if we let it be. Mushroom Tunnels, yeah, fine. Build it, it's super cheap, why not? Almost tempted to pop Itza into money making. Oh, funnily enough, it's basically reached the max level. Oh, we should take advantage of that and build it up to tier 5. We will also not need the breeding pits, but I think we cannot afford to delete them as yet. But we can later build them or replace them with some, well, something that makes money, but also possibly something that has capacities. Anyway, for now, we're going to end the turn. You know what I should have done? I should have moved to Skrolk and raiding stance instead, but anyway, too late. Let's hope the mutant finds like 8k in that island, because we gonna need it. Marathi, please don't besiege... No, you are not going to besiege it. You're... Oh, did she go for that other minor settlement? Or did she lose her army? I see the little fireworks thing. Huh. I wonder what that was. Could she have attacked Heshuatl and died? Nope, she went to Machu Picchu. We just saw the fireworks where she was before. I see Swamp Town is now... Oh. Imminent Rebellion in the Jungles of Pawalasha. Yeah, we know. Metastones arrived, though. That'll be nice. How much rating would this give us? 608 per turn. Here's the thing. We do want to declare war on them, but since these guys are retaking their territory, we may... Oh, for the love of... She's back again. Oh, this faction is so freaking irritating. The fact that they're not fighting each other and she just keeps coming down here and annoying us. And we invested slightly in the Temple of Kara as well. On the other hand, she has barely any units. Alright, Shrift, we're gonna need you to deal with this. Sort of. You have to go to Chakwa. Talk, sir. We're gonna give Pustin this stuff. And like so. And then we're going to delete you because you're costing us money right now. Money and food. Pustin. Just short of quit tax, unfortunately, but go there anyway. I'm just going to assume that she can't take Temple of Kara because she doesn't have good units. You, please have money. Sail to the wreck. And auto-resolve it again. Oh, it's gonna... Yeah, whatever. Fine. And it's fine. Heal up again or take the money again? Yeah, it's gonna get a little bit dangerous for the mutant, but I think we're gonna actually take the money. And hope that we get even more money here. And more materials at sea, but that's pretty unlikely. Yeah, get good money. Any more islands out here for the mutant? No, doesn't look like it. We are going to, I guess, move you in march stance or continue doing so. Oh! Wait, we still have no contact with Talakwa. Oh, whoa, that's actually good. We need to then move away in such a way where we don't acquire contact with... Okay, what the heck is this? What the... I'm clicking here, and it was going like all the way back there. Right, try to avoid contact with Talakwa if you can. Don't need them to declare awareness. Oh, I guess we have to go over here. Because there should be, or could be, islands over there. Alright, fine. Just take a turn of attrition. It's fine. It's not a big deal. Because we'll head on over to our side anyway. And hope that there's an island here. And anyway, future islands spawning there we'll actually be able to see, so it'll still be advantageous to us. What do we go for next? Range! Out of it for everything. And ensure product quality. That's too tempting. It's range. And reload. Reject poor recruits. Yeah, there's some good stuff there. Some real good stuff. I was tempted by hit and run, though, because of the speed for infantry, but damn, 8 turns now. The techs are getting quite expensive, aren't they? The rest of the stuff doesn't seem super important. Although I do like the no colonization cost, and there's only 3 turns. It would allow us to raise stuff and then immediately recolonize it. Maybe we'll go for practice goaders first, and then we'll deal with it after. Anyway. Ian. I would love to send you out to sea, but for now you have to go to Ashlodal and reduce the construction costs there. Like so. And you guys just keep following him, apparently. And frankly, Mutant, we gotta send Metastone to him afterwards. Just gotta keep an eye out on these guys until we get another scabbed, scarred guy. Nivaventer. 1 turn. 1 turn. You know what? I know it's veterancy, but minus the play clause, which we're going to get back pretty much immediately. Let's delete all of this. We're going to re-recruit it and get it back. I think we can get more mileage out of the extra money and the inevitable Skull Island. Okay, we have to... Damn. I wonder if that popped up after I moved here. If anybody was screaming at the screen because the Skull Island was right there and I missed it, I'm sorry. I really am, because this is an ideal time for it. Well, Metastone, let's hope you can get... Ah! You land where an island is. Nice job. Huh. Dai Cheng. Well, we've arrived and there's Skaven all over the place. Which is not a bad thing, but we have to figure out where we actually go. I wonder if Fuchao has been retaken. Because we could... maybe move up there. These guys are friendly to us, though. Well, we'll land there and we'll see. We'll see what we have to say. Let's go for Castle Forged Steel and Sorcelled Blades. This army will be more powerful for when it inevitably attacks. This entire Jade Sea is in storm. Maybe we actually want to go up the river instead. At least this way we won't suffer attrition. Go. And we'll have to find a place to have Metastone take his first settlement and begin the conquest of Cathay. You could try to do it across the river. I assume this is all owned by the Empire. Any potential for it. Anyway, deal with it for now. Vermich. Do we send you somewhere now? The public order still is necessary here, and another reason that why we have him here is that these guys sail on over. We need to potentially help out. Nivaventer. You're stuck, and I guess that's it for now. Alrighty, let's do building. Let's end the turn. Let's see what Marathi and Mazda Mundi and everything around here does. Jungles. You're gonna rebel next turn, ain't ya? And you'll probably die as soon as you do. I could move back down here and raid Marathi's territory. And, you know, start moving this way. I'd like to see what is actually going on. It's not like Pawash is a big deal. We could cancel this. Oh. Do we have any free lords? No, we don't have any free lords. If we have no colonization cost, the loss of it will be not super relevant. On the other hand, it depends on if the enemy can actually take it immediately because we have walls. So it depends on what the rebellion actually gets. Sacred Pools, we're ignoring you. Floating pyramid. You do need to switch to expansionist planning, but I think we have to wait until next turn. Star tower. Never gonna get cheaper. Build it. I guess we do want to switch to expansionist planning for a turn. Alright, fine. It'll be negative public order again, but what can you do? Next, Volcanic Islands is fine. Talashtlan. Yes to the Warren, the stupidly expensive Warren. And then all of this stuff. Because it ain't ever getting cheaper. Just gotta upgrade. You know what? Maybe we hold off on upgrading the Nest Nurseries because it might not be worth it to do so at the current time. Jungles of Green Mist. We do want to upgrade the Overseer's Lookout here. And I guess we will. And your public order is fine, or at least your commandment is fine. Altar of the Horned Rat, you are losing public order. And thus, I guess we'll switch you back to efficient planning for now. Mosquito Swamps. We were waiting for Ian to come here, and he is now here, so the construction reduction is here, so build everything. And because it's never going to be cheaper than that. Alrighty, and I guess for at least a turn or two we'll stay in expansionist planning, especially while Ian is here. And Citadel of Dusk, similarly, the Warp Forge ain't getting cheaper. It's expensive, but it ain't getting cheaper. And you can stay in exploitative planning, because we can't afford to upgrade you. Itza will need upgrades as well. Shlantsek, I deleted something here. Oh, because you're ready to go to tier 5. I'll have to upgrade all of these tier 5s and get all of the elite unit capacities ASAP. You're never actually going to be looking to generate stuff. We could give you Packmaster capacity. It's only a +1. But we can't get the Construction Cavern capacity. The other option would be Chieftain capacity. I'm gonna say Packmaster probably more useful than Chieftain in the early... Well, and actually, generally speaking. Yeah, fine. Go for the breeding stock, then. Start moving through it. And there's probably not much else that we can build. Public order check. -5, eh? You know what? Switch you to efficient planning, at least for a turn. Yeah. No choice in the matter, and that's all the cash we got. Garrison Lord, unassigned skill points, imminent rebellion, yeah, I know. And diplomacy check.
Speak.
Cult of pleasure. Oh, right, they broke all of their agreements with... Hey, they're strength rank 2. Huh. Alright, well, we'll see what happens with them for a couple more turns. Man, strength rank 2. That makes me tempted to fight them just because of that. Huh. I might put it to a vote. I'm not sure. There's potential for it. Since the second strongest faction on the map is right beside us, but I'd wager they wouldn't be the second strongest faction for long. Anyway, let's end the turn. Mother Ostankya will attack us. There's that rebellion. There's Mother Ostankya. She will have piles of Kislevite warriors, eh? I mean, the main problem here will be Ostankya and her casting, but similarly to when we fought the Blue Vipers, if we have decent terrain, we should actually be able to potentially hold her off. So we are going to fight this. Might as well have an actual battle. Go. Alrighty, here we go. Ostankya's back for more. Let's see if we can hold her off. We do have the Plague Claw Catapult available to us, and as we saw, single Plague Catapult is a force to be reckoned with. The Blue Vipers know that well, or knew that well before they were all killed by said catapult. Anyway, we're going to set up on this hill. We have fought battles on this particular map before, and we've got essentially one clear area where the Plague Claws can fire down from, and this little tiny outcropping and cliffside that we can use as an impassable terrain. We do summon our first unit of clan rats, but they waver very, very quickly before they take any real damage, kind of surprisingly. Perhaps due to Mother Ostankya's presence, I don't recall, but she might cause some leadership debuffs, which obviously, to a summoned clan rat, is gonna be pretty devastating. Not to worry though, the rats are fast, they'll simply move away and then they'll be back to fight another day, or to, you know, use up the enemy's ammunition another day. I'm gonna speed this up a teensy bit while the Plague Claws get a few more shots. I'm gonna try to spread around those shots as well to try to apply their hits and their plague to more units. If we can make it happen. And hey, if the enemy decides to blob up for us, well, we won't say no to that. Huh, almost like one of the catapults is firing later than all the others. And not landing so well either way. Alrighty, how are we doing? Another unit of clan rats with shields going to make their way forward just to try to move towards the enemy piles of range units. We do have to be careful as the bounce power is in the enemy's favor, and they do have a mage, and that can certainly cast stuff, but we do have our 2 plague monk units. Now, they do still have that plague of Nurglitch available, but alas, it will be gone and by the time the enemy gets to us, and that's kind of the problem with well, not so much the problem, it's what makes that particular buff not overly crazy, in the sense that I don't think it's overpowered. Is it a very strong buff? 150 seconds can't die? Yes, but A, the units still take damage, and B, perhaps more importantly, it essentially forces you into a playstyle where you rush the enemy with all your plague monks, rather than allowing them to sit back and wait while you soften up the enemy with your plague claws and your other artillery, because if you don't rush forward, you'll just run out of time and the ability will be gone. Anyway, that's the balance. We make our way in, trying to tie up as many of the enemy Kossars as possible. The Kislevites warriors we don't really care about nearly as much, as at the end of the day, they are going to waste their time. And frankly, they are a low-tier armor-piercing unit, and anti-large at that. We have neither large units, nor are we armored really at all, so they're wasting their rock, paper, scissors capabilities against our unarmored, unlarge rats. Otherwise, though, we have been able to tie most of the enemy up, and that allows us to move our units of plague monks and peel them in to where they can hopefully do the most damage. The summon clan rats are also allowing us to essentially surround a pile of Kossars, as a total of 4 or 5 of them here are trapped and unable to fire. Of course, Mother Ostankya will be casting various Lore of the Hag things. It's still too new of a lore for me, so I always forget the names of the spells. I think this one's Forbidden Fens or something like that. Yeah, it is Forbidden Fens. I'm learning. Anyway. Anyway, we got that clan stone coming down, and these enemies at least are doing pretty badly by the looks of it. The plague monks come in and do rip them apart, and unlike the last time we fought on this particular map, many episodes ago, we did keep the gutter runner slingers on top of the hill to fire down at the enemy. Or was that even this map? I remember there was a map where we fought where I sent the slingers around and then regretted it, but I didn't do it this time around. Anyway, Mother Ostankya drops a cauldron on a few clan rats, and I'm sure knocks a fair few of them out, but not enough to free the unarmored Kossars, which are still unable to fire. Glowing rat eyes and glowing rat daggers still visible in the shade here. This is pretty solid lighting as well. I like this. We got just a little bit of that light filtering through the trees. It's not too dark, but it's dark enough both to make out the units and the glowing eyes and stuff like that. Anyway, the bounce power shifts to about 50-50. We're about even, but I think it's deceptive. I think it should actually be about 80% in our favor. Sure, the enemy hasn't routed, but they have lost nearly their entire range line at this point. Though we do have to be careful about it, as a unit of Kossars will eventually, if not potentially will outfight a unit of clan rats. Clan rats are winning slightly against this unit of Kossars here, for example, but they will rout much earlier than the Kossars will, especially with all of the leadership cheats and, well, generally stat cheats that the AI gets. Big old fight still happening in the forest. Kislevites warriors winning against a single unit of clan rats, but we've still got a couple menaces below left, and we should still be able to summon them to hit them. In addition to that, or hit them in the back, I mean, in addition to that, of course, our 2 units of plague monks are unbreakable, and while they die in droves because they are fragile, and they will also keep fighting or keep the enemy unit distracted until they're killed down to a single rat. And those twin blades of theirs still allow them to rack up solid kill counts, certainly much more so at 139. That's a pretty big difference. 139 kills on the plague monks and 8 kills on the clan rats with shields and spears. And yeah, taking on a unit of chaff infantry like the Kislevite warriors is something that the plague monks with twin blades should be very adept at, as it's generally speaking what the what fast attacking twin dual wielding type units are for. I like the depth guard with twin axes. Anyway, looks like Mother Ostankya continues to drop spells, but soon she's going to be the only thing left on the field. All the range units are now pretty much destroyed, and it's a matter of time until we get rid of all of the Kislevite warriors. Plus, they're probably not too fond of constantly being surrounded, and that's working out fairly well for us. And though our numbers of plague monks are limited, they are providing their poison application to a decent number of enemy troops. On top of that, we actually have a little bit of range in the way of our gutter runner slingers with poison, and 44 kills and 83 kills is not too shabby either. Plus the additional poison application that they've been able to do. Alright, Kislevite warriors look like they're running. Kossars are still fighting, but I'd wager not for too much longer as the balance power shifts to about 75% in our favor now. The woods are full of rats. Go figure. And how are we doing over on this side? Looks like the flank is ours. The enemy's left flank has pretty much completely collapsed. There's a couple of Kislevite warriors fighting, but it looks like they are all now in by our blood. Mother Ostankya is still fighting, of course, but we've been ignoring her for this entire battle for good reason. He's going to be a lot more difficult to take down than a pile of unarmored Kossars and Kislevite warriors. She's still going to get a few shots up, but soon it'll be time to just rush her with every single unit we have. And I do believe the enemy army shatters, and now is indeed that time. Alright. Looks like the battle's ours. We will try to chase down as many of the enemy troops as we can. Try to send our warlord to try to attack Ostankya, though I'm not actually sure that a garrison warlord has any kind of chance. Granted, she's not going to be particularly good against a single target and in melee at that, but by the looks of it, good enough. Warlord just dropped from full HP down to nearly half, and Ostankya's taken no damage whatsoever, despite the fact that she only has 33 melee defense. It's kind of surprising how well she's doing against this Warlord. He's taking no damage whatsoever. That's kind of interesting. Not a single hit with 33 melee defense. Is this just very poor luck for the Warlord in combination with the fact that she's fresh and he's very tired? Or is there an issue with her hitbox, of the sled's hitbox, not allowing the Warlord to actually hit her? I wonder. Has she taken a hit now? Maybe. She also has regen, so it's kind of unclear. Maybe she has taken a hit. Or maybe she was slightly damaged before and is now regenerating. Well, either way, having taken no damage, she did manage to chase that Warlord off and take about 66% of its HP, but fortunately, with the rest of her army shattering, it doesn't matter. She's not unbreakable, and she will rout while the rest of her army is destroyed, and it still works out well for us. And by the looks of it, while we chase, I think we did a little bit of damage to her, although that was probably the range units, the slingers. Still, well done, everybody. Well done to the catapult, well done to the plague monks and the gutter runner slingers. Not so much, perhaps, to the Warlord, but, well, he tried. Alright, there we go. The terrain wasn't great, but it was good enough. I do, however, have the feeling that Ostankya is just going to keep doing this, annoying though it may be. We'll take the money, of course. And is she going to sail away, or is she going to go into our territory and just raid us forever and annoy our territories as well? It's a distinct possibility, but at least we're moving reinforcing armies up here, so hopefully they'll be able to deal with her and, well, with whatever else is here. Alright, I'm really hoping that Hexoatl or Heshwaddle does still have that full stack to call upon. And hopefully they retake the stuff that Morathi's taken. No, my lord. No, you know what? No. -5 control for all provinces, it's too much. Can't do it. Won't do it. No, thank you. The reward, I forget exactly what the reward is, but it's not worth it. I think it's, this rebellion is kind of garbage. I'm surprised that they besieged us. Alright, goodbye. Take the food. Alright, 13th scheme expired. Good. It's post-battle loot. It's a big amount of post-battle loot. We will immediately activate the 13th scheme, because we need it. Oh, there we go. The money is flowing again. Now we just need to wait for Mazda Money to reclaim Swamp Town, and hopefully to... Man, Skrolky, would you please pick up this plague, man? Come on. We will stay here, though. We'll stay here. We won't declare war on you. Hopefully he... Now, let him take this and Machu Picchu, and we'll move down to Monument of the Moon, and then we'll start there and then move this way. Hopefully by then we'll have another army that is down here, and hopefully we'll keep generating cash via various means, like, for example, you, sir. So... Nakai is out here. He has a great defeat rate as well. I imagine that Fuchao is currently held by the Blessed Dread, though. Oh, Skull Island. No, that's priority 1. Skull Island is priority 1. We can't let anybody else have it. Hopefully there isn't a Black Ark or a Skaven's fleet out here to take that from us. We could grab that, and we could grab the other one. While we have materials, let's see, we got 3 turns. I fear that there's no real easy way to get to it. Can we get there in 3 turns? I don't know. What I do know is that we want to upgrade you, and while I wanted to reduce the costs, we'll probably have to go here. Transfer all this to Nivaventer. These poor heroes. They keep chasing them around. I was wondering whether we could get down here by... Nah, 3 turns probably won't work. Transfer them to... Actually, you know what? Just do it the other way around. You leave settlement. You here. You here. Transfer these. And then heroes, just stay where you are, or at least try to get to him. Now this should be sufficient troops to grab the Skull Island in theory. In theory. As for practice, I'm not entirely sure. Mutant! Keep taking out that fog of war, keep looking for more islands. Okay, I see up here. No, okay, yes, game, thank you. March stance here, we'll grab the Skull Island. Alright. Everything's coming on Millhouse. We need to grab all these Skull Islands and use them to fund the rest of the campaign, essentially. As while we have materials, let's see, we can build up pretty much everything. Next up, Shurft. You are going to Quitex. Huston, you are going to Skrolk, but also up here. We're going to use Shurft to grab all of this. There's like 5 islands up here. We'll grab them, and maybe even have him land at the Monument of the Moon and then sail out while we deal with this at the same time. While we build up our empire and then start the invasion of Cathay. I don't want to start the invasion of these territories as yet, because as soon as we do, we're going to have to try to hold those territories, and it'll be a whole thing, so let's just wait for it. Let's do building again. I know, it's an admin-heavy episode, but trust me, it'll be worth it, because over the next few episodes, we'll put it to very, very good use for, like, Molder Army and Eshin Army and various mixed armies and more Scryer armies. Doomflayer army. It's exciting. Anyway, Sacred Pools, you are an exploitative planning, and 242, not worth it. Alright, Jungle of Webs. Yes to Talash. 1.8k. That seems more expensive than I would think. Why are you so expensive? You know what, build this for now. The kilns and the overseers look at. We may upgrade this. Do collect the income here, I think, though we do need it. Yes. Imara Swamps. I would say the High Sentinel has to take priority because it has the port and iron. It's also 1.8, but just do it. Fuming Serpent. Wait, what is the... we're still an expansionist here. Which I guess we still should stay in for now. You, Fuming Serpent. You already have the Public Order building. Okay, another Warren, but I'm gonna say there might be more important stuff. You will switch briefly to expansionist planning for next turn. Jungles of Green Mist, Blood Hall. I'd love to upgrade you, but I think at the current time it's not worth the 5.4, 3.6k. 5.4k is for Itza, I think. We will, however, switch you to expansionist planning to reduce the costs of this for when we hopefully do upgrade it when we have those Skull Islands. In fact, we'll have that next turn, so Itza, you're in expansionist planning. Is there anywhere else that we need to switch to Expansionist for upgrades? The Capes in 3 turns. We will need to switch the Night Forest Road. Although I guess it's only a 2-turn reduction. We wouldn't be able to... Yeah, okay, fine. Just stay in your current state. You're fine. You're fine. Everything's fine. Nobody panic. Mosquito Swamps. You're fine. Need to save up for the massive expenditures. You're fine. Spectazuma. We did skip a bunch of these things as well, so we do still need to do those. And oh, there was somewhere around here that I wanted to build an arcane generator, but I can no longer remember where. Great Turtle Isle, you will need upgrades as well. Huh. Did I not? Am I crazy? I swear I wanted to build an arcane generator somewhere. Anyway, build the cheap buildings because they make us money and they come online very quick. It's definitely not Culkin Plains, though you do have that warp turbine plant. It's so expensive that I think we'll forego it for now. Alright, fine. Back to down here at Talash. I guess we're doing you. And then there was another one that we skipped, not the Sacred Pools, though, because that's not important. Fuming Serpent will do you as well. Yeah, see, you're at 1400. That's a little better. Yeah, do the Giant Fungi Caverns, and oh, no, do that next turn because you're switching your commandments. Did I do the same thing at Volcanic Islands? No, it's fine. Creeping Jungle, maybe? Well, we could do Monument of Itzatol. Go for it. And the Giant Fungi Caverns as well. Alright, and that's looking good. Hopefully nobody steals those Skull Islands. I would be very sad. Garrison Lore non-movement science skill points, I believe, assuming that there is no diplomacy. Top knots. Are you alive? They're at war with the disciples of the Mon parts of the Sartosa. They won't be alive for long. Rictus wants to be friends. Molder still no confederation. Blue Roses still want to peace out. I'm actually shocked that Nakai is alive. Shocked and impressed. And not appalled because he has a good defeat rate and we want it for ourselves. End turn. Alright, it's Skull Island, I think. Ooh. As long as the Skull Island and Cathay doesn't get taken. Did you really not take Swamp Town, man? Come on. Come on, Mazda. I could raid Swamp Town. We just needed to take it back. No, not yet. I might take this on the last turn of the materials at sea. At the same time as declare war on Goldtooth. In fact, you know, between the episodes, I'll take a look at all the other factions, and I might declare war on a bunch of factions just to take the money from them. The Mutant. We could get Overlord's Musk. We could have Slay Underling. Oh. You know what? Mutant does want Overlord's Musk, though. Because he has no real melee troops, meaning that... Oh, this is very tempting, though. But it's the Mutant. Ugh. It's the Mutant. We have to power him up more, don't we? I think we do. It's +5 for all provinces. This could be very good for us right now, though. His current loyalty is at 10. This is -1 loyalty for all lords, but it's 5 control for all provinces, which would fix our situation right now. Damn it. Alright, sorry, Mutant. I love you, man, and I'd love to power you up more, but you know what? You don't need power-ups. You're that strong. Slay Underling. That doesn't slay Mutant, it just slays his, you know, minion, literally. The control is needed. Faction Destroy the Famished, so that's a trade partner lost. Not a good trade partner, but a trade partner nonetheless. What we want to do now is... Okay, it's still there. Good. Hey, there's Nakai. I'll let him take the. Let them take these territories. Makes it more likely for these guys to confederate this with us. I would like to debut Clan Eshin. And obviously get the huge pile of money. Raid the Cove. Alright, Pyrrhic Victory. Yes, we got a Rotting Leviathan, we got Carronades, we got, lots of Depth Guard. Will they be able to chase down these guys? Now, the Gutterrunner Slingers don't have Run While Walking, Fire While Moving. And, I probably do still want to get at least a couple of uses of Menace Below. Ooh, we're at 60%, meaning, yeah, that's not good. I don't want to lose the control. Okay, we need a massive amount of food, but we will use a couple Menace Below, because we will get them back from fighting this. Just to make sure that the cannons are done. Go.
Slaughter!
Alright, slay indeed, my little red friends. I am very excited for the Eshin army to debut at last. And a Metastone is standing right up front, kind of crouched down and hidden behind this hill, while the slingers should be able to hit the enemy from over said hill. And we should be able to bring down the carronades with our relatively limited number of clan rat summons, but we do have the festering pool, or whatever it's called, to use upon them, which should bring the extremely fragile vampire crew down. Here come these slingers, slinging away as they do. And of course, as the enemy will move forward, they will get hit by the shurikens, which are much higher damaging as well. We are going to do a little bit of backing away and kiting the enemy around. Fortunately, the poison will make that a lot easier. Otherwise, the depth guard, who are relatively fast, would be able to catch us. But between the poison and the net ability, snare net, that's just called snare net, okay. They are not going to be able to catch our units, and we will simply back off while dishing out the damage. There we go, shuriken are doing pretty good, dealing about half the damage to this unit of depth guard and having taken no damage so far. Another unit of depth guard has been sniped away by our units of snipers, and there we go. The slingers, in combination with the warplogged Jezzails, will bring the enemy lord down rather quick, I'm sure. There we go. Slings and bullets. It's a nice combination. And the enemy continues chasing us, and we continue to slow them down. Gonna get the clan stone up and running and start focusing this rotting Leviathan. We will send in all of our assassins and our Eshin sorcerer as well, or sorcerers as well, to start whacking away at this thing, especially while we have the buffs up and running. And it is taking a fair bit of damage as well. What's its missile resistance at? Just out of curiosity. 25, and okay, it doesn't have enough missile resistance. 10 plus the 25 from the physical. That means we should be able to do just fine against it. The enemy artillery are gone. This poor unit of depth guard fruitlessly chased around those shuriken-wielding gutter runners, only to get obliterated. And we'll now get a unit of hand cannons to follow up. But we can simply charge the hand cannons directly. The Eshin sorcerers get to their spells of the Veil of Shadows, which is really nice for breaking up enemy formations, and will help out nicely as we deal with the enemy rotting Leviathan, which is rotting away as we speak, and will crumble apart. Lovely. And the Eshin sorcerers and the two assassins are pretty much unharmed here. Our lord is also, oh, actually, 6,000 damage and 36 kills for being in range this entire time. That's pretty solid. I'm kind of impressed with that, actually. A little bit of damage on one of our gutter runner slings with poison, but otherwise we're doing fine. Enemy continues to have a very difficult time getting to us, and we can get a few volleys of slings off, get another Veil of Shadows up where the enemy can't reach us, and continue backing away. I do love that Veil of Shadows. It's a very, very strong spell for how cheap it is, especially for ranged armies. It makes me want to, or tempts me into putting a Eshin sorcerer in some of these Scryer armies, because it would be nice as well. Warp Fireball coming in from the Eshin sorcerers, and it's time to start moving into melee. There are a few still, well, a few ranged enemies still hanging around. And the gutter runners should be able to take care of them in melee, especially as the ones with the shuriken are completely out of ammunition, or at least this one is, and I think a few of the others are on the way as well. This one's completely out. This one, I think, yeah, these two are basically out, have like one half a volley maybe remaining. But that's nice. It allows them to move into melee while the gutter runner slingers continue to play at range, like they want. And of course we could have continued to kite for a while and probably taken even less damage, but I think at this point we're gonna be just fine. Bam, sending those zombies flying, getting a few more of those gutter runners moving in and attacking those poor units of depth guard with polearms from both sides. Our assassins are in the middle of our units of gutter runners, which is appropriate. They're hiding among the rest of the units, so that the enemy doesn't know that there are much more deadly units here than the gutter runners. The assassins are always really fun to watch because they always have those fancy rat foo moves. And I don't remember whether that's the Master Assassin's skill point. No, I think, wait, Master Assassins has Rat Karata, and I think the regular Assassins have Radfu, or is that the Eshin Sorcerer? I guess it doesn't really matter. They all have fancy moves, is what I'm getting at. Anyway, a couple more enemies to crumble apart, and there we go. Just like that, the battle's ours. Easy little fight, and Eshin is now on field and will show us the way to Cathay. Ah, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And I know it's just a Skull Island, just an island, nothing crazy in terms of difficulty, but our army is untested. And keep in mind the fact that the newly minted Eshin army here doesn't have any kind of summoners. So the 86 losses is despite the fact that we have no other units than the menace below. And it certainly did work out well for us. And on top of it, solid amount of cash. We can get even more cash for us selling off, and then the actual money from the Skull Island as well. And there we go. World's Edge armor we don't really care about, but 20,000 gold, yes, we very much do. And I guess we'll keep on moving down the river. I doubt that there's any other important islands here, but we may be able to pick some up. And damn, Clan Eshin has certainly spread out all over the place. Go figure. Wait, so they're not in Daicheng, it's just a ruin? Huh, interesting. Well, either way, they're down here, and that's where we've arrived, but it's like, well, let's say we paid them a few warp tokens, greased a few rat paws, in order to get safe passage through their section of the Under Empire to get our invasion into Cathay going. I think that makes sense. Anyway, that was one Skull Island. Why don't we keep up with the bounty of the sea here and get a second one as well? Just a little bit of a comparison between how the Eshin army and the sort of, well, this is most definitely a 90% Scryer army functions. Compare the Mutant with the other army. The real thing about that other army is that it has a lot of stuff tied up in its strength in terms of its points. As while the Assassin Rats are looking okay for now, they're gonna get, well, all the Gutter Runners, they're gonna get another like plus 40 to 50% missile strength via the various heroes that we have. They're gonna get more speed, more strength, more range. They're gonna get a lot of stuff, and it's gonna be glorious. Anyway, Mutant, you're gonna raid the cove as well. Get us that second Skull Island if you would. Games feels like it's losing a little bit of frame, so I'm gonna quit save it here. Not that we need to, but Mutant, fight once more, please. Alrighty, here we go. We know what this army can do, so a single Skull Island is certainly not going to be an issue. We're going to start the day off with hitting the enemy artillery with our own artillery. As we've seen many a time already, the Plague Claw catapults are pretty fantastic in artillery shootouts, and the relatively low-numbered units of enemy depth guard are going to be pretty darn susceptible to fire from our Warplock Jezzails. They're not single entities, but the Warplock Jezzails are fantastic for this sort of thing, as these guys are relatively low in number, and we can knock out the threats before we get there. Mutant is doing his little drive-by as he gets close to the enemy, or close enough to pop that brass orb. And there we go, artillery pieces exploding all over the place. We got the mortar firing as well as the Jezzails continue to drop enemy units of depth guard. The enemy is starting to close the distance, not yet close enough for about half of our army as yet, but they'll get there soon, I'm sure. And the Mutant can continue doing a little bit of kiting. Alright, soon the enemy will get in range of our rattling guns and warp fire throwers as well, who have moved on to the left flank just so that they don't block the Jezzails and such. And those units that did manage to survive the attentions of the Jezzails and such are going to have a perhaps even worse time as they have to run into the rattling guns and the warp fire throwers. Skaven units are just so damn fun. And there we go. I think this half of the enemy army ain't getting anywhere closer. And on top of that, you gotta remember that the Rattling guns have the suppression ability, which is pretty considerable. Down to 30 speed on the Rotting Leviathan. And if we should need to, we can combine that with a few other slowdown effects. Anyway, the Rattling guns, or two of them, are going to start focusing the Rotting Leviathan down, or one of the Rotting Leviathans. The enemy army is still attempting to approach us, but doesn't look like it's doing particularly well at it. The enemy lord is crumbling away. The Jezzails, having sniped them off the field, saw them lose their head, and it looks like this Rotting Leviathan will get brought down by flame and by bullet as well. Beautiful. The zombies continue to drop, and well, running into flamethrowers and sniper and rattling guns, that's gonna happen. Alright, now the Jezzails can start switching targets to the Rotting Leviathan. See how quickly we can drop this thing off field, especially since we don't have the rattling guns over on this side, though we can move them up should we need to do so. Though alas, by the looks of it, the entire enemy army is pretty much destroyed. The last of the zombies about to be awash in warp fire. And just clear them out. This is the best way to get rid of zombies, after all. Burn them all and let the horned rats sort them out. They melt away, the Rotting Leviathan drops without ever having reached our line, and by the looks of it, we complete the battle with... I don't know, did we take a single casualty here? The enemy certainly didn't get to us. Maybe they got a couple of range shots off, but if nothing else, they didn't accomplish much. Ah, beautiful. And, well, the Mutant didn't have to do a lot of work to win that particular battle. Certainly less losses than the Eshin one, but, well, Mutant's a much higher level, and we are able to destroy the enemy at range. If the enemy had closed the distance, obviously the losses would have been higher than potentially suffered by the Assassin Army. Anyway, we're going to sell them off for even more cash, and the second Skull Island would give us Warpstone tokens. I don't really care about those, but that's all good. Anyway, up to 63k now. Fantastic. And Mutant, you can go down here. Well, folks, with that, we are effectively out of time, or at the very least, I am going to call the episode here. There's a lot of admin to do, and I think you suffered enough for, like, the I don't know, first sort of 70% of this particular episode of me doing just building. I'll take care of the admin between the episodes of this, carefully going through each settlement and looking at all the commandments and stuff, and then next episode we'll get back to it with a little bit of an easier time. Speaking of next episode, they've retaken the Monument of the Moon. Okay, these guys are... Okay, you're starting to annoy me, Morathi. Stop taking those territories. I don't know. And gotta wonder how long we want to keep Lord Skrolk here and raiding Heshuatl. Because we want the entire Isthmus of Illustria for ourselves. We certainly don't want to share. But anyway, we'll try to figure that out over the next episode. As Mutant moves southward to the Order of Lore Masters, we get a little bit more work from the Eshin army, and I'm very excited to see, or our first Eshin army. We're going to do two Eshin armies, because we still got Death Runners and Eshin Triads to mix around through various other units. I would prefer to give those to Deathmaster Snitch, but, well, who knows how long until we are able to confederate him. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm excited to see to what degree we can push this army. Reload time and more speed to do more damage on these guys, then 15% extra range out of the rank 7, and on top of that, that'll be combined with their veterancy, plus the regular assassins also give them additional ammunition and additional missile strength, and we got 2 of those guys. And on top of that, there was something else. Was it the Eshin sorcerers, maybe? An enemy range reduction by 16% between the two, and enemy missile strength reduction, and enemy armor reduction, which will power them up even further, which will be nice, plus the warlock engineer's stuff like triangulation, and the ballistics instructor giving even more range to all of the units, which means another 25% range increase on the gutter runner slingers. They are already at roughly the same amount of range as an archer unit. They're going to be able to outrange archers rather shortly, so it'll be interesting to see how effectively we can manage them. And whatever other armies we get to. Keep in mind was what I said. The materials at sea and all this money that we just got will enable us to build up a bunch of stuff, which will enable us to massively increase our income, which will enable us to massively increase the number of forces that we can produce, and thereby invade whatever we damn well please. More rats to come, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially to Threshold. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.